With the Commish coming to you from 2 locations this week. I, of course, am in the Commissioner's office in Wall, New Jersey, and I'm pleased to be joined by CrazyFools, who's down in Miami, Florida. CrazyFools, long time no see. How are you?
Been a long time. Doing well, doing well. Keeping on, living the life. And yourself?
Living life as well. Full disclosure, you're in your office building right now. It's after
I'm
8
in my
o'clock
office
Eastern
building,
time of the
yeah.
filming. And that is just incredible work ethic.
It's that, or it's just a lot of sadness, but who knows? We'll see someday. We got a nice Miami skyline, which you may or may not see depending on the amount of glare and everything going on there. But yeah, did my best to make a nice setting.
Very nice. It's much appreciated, taking in the long hours to be on the show. So much appreciated. Are you drinking any coffee?
Drinking coffee. I was just looking at the coffee machine in my office. That it turns off. It takes a whole process to do. So decided that instead I'm going to go with a brand new Perrier, a little Perrier, if you want to just throw the R in there, cracking it up.
Is that lime flavor or plain or?
I either go lemon or I go plain. This is plain. There was one get one free at Walgreens, so I stocked up on the 12-pack. Pretty nice.
Nice. For authenticity purposes, I am drinking coffee. This is a Starbucks dark roast, but got my La Isla just for you, Havana meets Miami in Hoboken.
All right.
Mug, so little twist there, just for CrazyFools. So
Nice.
Unfortunately, the production budget couldn't cover a flight and accommodations for you to come in here and do this in person, but at least technology.
Maybe one of these years we up those dues a lot. That might help cover the production value.
Another couple of years or so. So cool. Let's talk about you a little bit. So who is CrazyFools? He is part of we'll call it the core 4 members of the league. Has been playing since our first season way back in 2001, which we were 8th graders at Cedar Drive Middle School at the time. I think we had like 7 teams in the league. No relation to anybody in the league, but I've known you since 4 or 5 years old. Drug Infested Den has known you since he was in diapers.
Yeah.
You've known Mean Machine since he was a little bit younger. You know, DeMountaineers, Giants Rule. It's probably about it for who's left in the league from, these good old days. But that's a little bit about...
The Dix family as well.
Yeah, you do. Okay, you know Pop's Fish. Do you remember Untouchable or Garden State Grinders?
Yeah. A little bit, the passing,
Passing, yeah. You seen their faces
for prom maybe or something like that around when we were just over taking photos maybe. I don't know.
There you go. And so maybe share with the league. What have you been up to all these years? What are you up to these days? How's life?
Life is good. And just hanging in Miami. I've been doing a decent amount of traveling recently, which is pretty cool. I work a lot, so I used to work a lot more, but I still work probably like 12-hour days.
Wow.
That's like pretty much every day. So that takes up a lot of my time. Usually I'm just like burnt out at the end of the day. But I've been doing a lot more traveling now, which is pretty nice.
Where are you going?
So next weekend, I'm going to Mexico City. I'm going for, I guess like that's the Day of the Dead is that Dia de los Muertos is next weekend. It's the weekend after Halloween. So I'm going to check that out. I have a friend who lives there, so I'm going to see him. I'm going with my girlfriend, and one of her friends and boyfriend are going to be there for work. So we're going to meet up with them. So it's cool. We're just there for 3 days, but that'll be fun.
Very nice. Very nice.
Before, I guess, last month, I went to Copenhagen on like a little random trip, checked it out, really liked that. And then like a month before that, I checked out Scotland.
Nice.
It's been cool.
Adding up the frequent flyer miles. Good stuff. And
getting those credit card points. You got to get the credit card points. Really
absolutely.
Important.
Speaking of working 12-hour days, I understand you are a trader at Trillium Trading. You've been there.
Trader.
Yeah, so been there since out of college. It's a financial services firm. Maybe tell the league what your job looks like, your day-to-day, and go from there.
So I sit in front of like 7 computer screens, and I just stare at thousands of numbers, kind of like Matrix style, for pretty much all day until my eyes are burned out. And then I go home and go to sleep and do it again. And yeah, so that's the not as nice way to say it, but it's fun, something new. We got Mean Machine probably knows something similar, you know.
You may have a question from Mean Machine coming up in just a bit, so there's your little teaser there. Cool. Well, you've been there since out of school. You must be enjoying it.
It's good. It's like, I guess, a lot of stress, but then once you've been there long enough, you just are whatever, you know. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing. But once you're just kind of okay with it, it's cool. It's fun. Always something new.
And of course,
you got a president tweeting nonstop, so that's entertaining. That moves everything.
Makes your job a little bit more exciting, huh?
For sure.
And of course, you attended University of Miami, or as the kids go, the U. Wanted to get your take on the football program. So far this year, they are 3-4 overall, 1-3 in the ACC. Disappointing loss to Georgia Tech last week, but they do have a new coach, Manny Diaz. So wanted to get your thoughts on the state of the program.
So, I am always optimistic. So since I've been there, pretty much the whole school's football team has really suffered since my attendance. I don't think it's my fault, but maybe, who knows? I didn't try out. I couldn't be there for them personally. That probably made them suffer while I was there. And then I stopped my season tickets. I still always go to games, but I don't go to the whole season anymore. So, it might be my lack of enthusiasm that's really holding them back. I don't know. I do also realize that usually around this time of the season, halfway through the game, I just continuously call the entire team a bunch of bums. So we're on that trajectory this year. So the second half of the Georgia Tech game, when you're against a 1-5 team and you're just not doing it, they're kind of a bunch of bums.
Well, new coach, so give him a couple of years, maybe things will turn around, right?
The defense is always good, so that's something good.
Yeah. And of course, as I had mentioned, you and I go back to pre-Conover Road days, 1992, 1993. Have to ask you, do you remember the classic Pinecone soccer game?
Oh, I love Pinecone soccer game. Bus stop Pinecone soccer?
Yes, yes.
That was it.
How competitive was that?
That was very competitive. Very competitive. A lot of boxing out. That's the primary strategy in Pinecone soccer.
Only drug-infested Den and Mean Machine probably know what the hell we're talking about. So we used to play competitive soccer, but with pine cones every fall at the bus stop, and the game would end once the bus rolled up. So it got pretty competitive, and this is 20 some odd years ago at this point. So had to ask if you remembered it. So I'm glad the memory is still there.
I do. Those are good times.
Good times indeed. So this is the part of the program where I'm going to ask you to talk about yourself, 2 truths and a lie. So if you could share 2 truths and a lie, share 3 statements about yourself. 2 need to be real, 1 needs to be completely false. Let's see if the league knows Crazy Fools.
So I knew there were some of these. I wrote a couple of them down, but which ones do I want to use? And okay. Wait, 2 are true and 1's a lie?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with, I have given up on soda and sugary drinks. I have never been to South America, or I have a motorcycle.
Okay, so you've given up on soda, never been to South America, and you have a motorcycle. So throw it out to the league. Let's see if anybody can guess the correct answer. Very good. A little bit of business talk, business being fantasy football. So just got some notes here for you. It's your 19th season in the league, founding member, of course. You've spent roughly, 2/3 of your life in this league now, so that's pretty incredible when you think about it. Career record to date, I have those numbers for you, 158, 130, and 1, so a 546 winning percentage. You have quite a few banners hanging in the rafters. So you're a two-time champ, 2003, 2009. You have 8 top 3 finishes. Last year, you finished in 8th place, had a 6-7 record during the regular season. This year, you're 3-4, sitting in 10th place. You lost to Giants Rule last week, and this week you played the Mountaineers. What are your thoughts on this team?
Yeah. My team I'm in this league and I'm also in one other league, but usually when I like to draft a team, I try to have some overlapping players. So in the other league, I also have Cam Newton. That was I'm feeling good going into the year. I was he's not the top guy, but I can count on him. He has some of those explosive games. And that's been a bust. I've been holding on to him. Leagues, I don't know if it's worth the roster spot, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, we got Bridgewater. I mean, in my other league, I had Mariota. It's these aren't your all-star stud quarterbacks that I've been playing. So that's been tough on my team. I felt good about my receivers. I feel like I have a team that's consistently going to put up amount of points that your team has to do well to beat me, but I don't have the upside explosion. So that's tough. And I feel like I've had some bad matchups. I think I'm better than 3-4.
The good news for you, the entire league is just about 3-4, 4-3. Nobody's running away with us. So if you had to pick right now, maybe the one or two teams that you think has a shot to win it, who would you pick?
Well, I guess we got to look at the top of the league. We got Machine. Machine's doing well. I think he usually, I don't even look at it specifically, but he always has a good defense. He's got a numbers guy. He's knowing the value there. That's a good one. How are your team's doing? Okay.
Sitting in the 3-4 group.
Yeah, everyone's okay. That's the tough thing. Because what was it last week? It was first and second to last were 2 games apart.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has an okay team, pretty well rounded.
Okay. So I have to ask you, 8th grade RJ in 2001, you joined the league, you named your team CrazyFools. Was there any thinking to that team name? Is there a story behind it, or what gives with the name?
There is no story behind that. I don't know how. Well, also at this time, I was really into really cool names. I'm sure all of us were. We had AIM or our Yahoo email addresses. I mean, I don't know if you know that. Mine's RJ Sharks with a Z. My Yahoo email address that I don't use. It does forward to my Raynev at Gmail, which is my real one. But yeah, so I was just an awesome namer at that point, and I stuck with it.
Well, the name's stuck, and you can't change it now. So just had to ask. Planting a seed now on camera here, and first time mentioning it to the entire league, but next year is our 20th season, which just means we're all getting very old. But we need to find a way to have all 14 people in this league in one place at one time. And whether that's the draft or a watch party or something, we need to figure out how to do that. So
I will absolutely.
Can we make it happen?
I will absolutely travel. I've been wanting to check out a watch party or something like that for the last couple of years, and it always just happens. It's on a random day or something, and it just hasn't happened. But 20, it's the big one. I'm totally in for sure. Either a draft party or a draft or something like that. I'll make it happen.
Got it. We'll get some notice out months in advance for that one. So you're not the only one traveling far. Drug-infested Den is coming from New Hampshire to these days. So everybody in person there.
There's some. I'm rarely on Facebook, but I think I do my monthly check-in. He's a big life developments.
Yeah, drug-infested Den. As a Mrs. Drug-infested Den.
Yeah, it looked like a nice ceremony, everything like that. I'm passing along kind regards. Hope he's doing well.
Awesome. Well, I have a few anonymous questions for you. So these are real questions from people in the league. The first one, you'll probably realize who's asking it, but this member asked a similar question to Garden State Grinders a few weeks back, simply because Grinders has a finance background as well, and this guy was looking for tips to hit something big. So he's asking you to give your top 3 equity plays for 2020.
Top 3 equity plays. Well, I can't give anything I'm actually doing at work, but I can do stuff that I personally just think's good. So also, I mean, I don't know if this comes as a surprise to anyone. I pretty much always like to buy stuff that's as negative news as possible. Like the things that are just like the worst, everybody hates. So I've been scooping up some Chinese plays, individual high growth Chinese names that have been beaten down or held back. So individual tickers, got that non-disclosure. Can't do that.
Got it. Okay. Well, we'll take the Chinese tip.
And also, I guess another one was some really, really beaten down oil and gas plays, like some smaller ones, smaller companies that are like, we're talking about like 60-70% declines from highs in names that have okay balance sheets. That's where I see a decent chance for gains over the next couple of years to be significantly higher than what the average market return, or that might be negative. Who knows? I don't know. This market's pretty richly valued.
Well, the league appreciates the tip. This next question is a little bit of an odd one, but the question is, which former member of the league, so somebody that's no longer playing, would you rather have as your firstborn's godfather? The options are the Bears, who is Sal Maragliata, Fire, who is Joe Stacy, or Bad News Kennels, who is Sanjay Murti.
Yeah, so all of those good friends when we were younger. Wow. As a godfather?
Yep.
Father. Let's see. I wonder what they've all been up to. I haven't talked to Mr. Murti in a while, but I feel like he's going to be doing big things. He might be up to some good stuff. So I'm just going to go with him.
All right. Bad News Kennels. Next question, again, is another odd one. How many nations of Africa can you name?
So how many nations of Africa, or how many countries in Africa?
We'll go with countries in Africa.
Let's go with Congo, Sudan, South Sudan, Nigeria, South Africa, Ethiopia, Morocco, Egypt. How am I thinking of? I know so many more than I'm saying. Lesotho.
I'll see if you can get one more, because there's 54 in total. So.
We got Morocco, Libya. Am I the whole middle I'm missing? So Ethiopia, Sudan, South Sudan, Nigeria, South Africa. I don't know. I know more than that, but I'm just blanking on it. Wait, no, the Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast. That's a good one. All right, there's the extra one.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. That's better than I thought anybody would do. So nice job there. The last anonymous question is, do you ever plan to leave Miami? If so, where are you going?
I've been here for a long time, and that's something that comes up every couple years. I have a plan I don't really have a plan. I mean, who has a plan, right? I have a light plan. It's always like a couple years in advance, and I never have had that plan leave here as of now. I think Miami's pretty cool. It's nice. It's definitely a cool place for your 20s and 30s, but it's hard for me to see myself being like old here. And I'm going to be old like tomorrow. Tomorrow's when I'm old. I don't know. Some other places, I think I'd have to be by a coast. That would be important. Not the center of America.
By a coast, okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
I'm
of course not. Let's play some league trivia. 3 questions. If you get all 3 correct, you'll get a coffee gift card, which I guess I'll have to do via like a Starbucks app or a Dunkin' app or something. Since
you got, or maybe you just send me some Bitcoin. I'll do that, right?
Okay, well, we'll make these questions real hard then.
The Bitcoin drop. Bitcoin's dropped. What are you gonna do?
Well, you only get 1 question for the commish, so save it for the end.
Yeah, sorry. I'll wait. I'll really choose.
All right. Question 1. Think back to the inaugural 2001 season. We only had 7 teams. You finished in 2nd place. Who beat you in the championship that year?
Years?
Close. Matt Festa.
Matt Festa.
He was
in the league for a couple years.
Yeah. Back then, he was known as the Extreme Rough Riders.
Yes, okay.
Second question. Which of the core 4 teams has the longest championship drought?
Core 4.
So that would be CrazyFools, the Nittany Lions, the Mountaineers, Drug Infested Den.
Drought? Is it me? Is it the Fools?
Nope, Nittany Lions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I last won it in 06. Since then, I've lost it in 07, 13, and 18. The struggle's real.
Last year I did, and then 13 I thought, because I'm going back a while, so tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
You got to feed the fire.
Yeah. Computer's going to sleep here. Hopefully, our
did that. I just gave it a little flickaroo.
1 second. We don't edit this, by the way, so.
Okay.
Here we go. We're back. Last question. You have 2 championships in 2003 and 2009. You beat Matt Festa in the first one. Yes. Who'd you beat in the second one? No, the Mountaineers.
All right.
Brush up on that league trivia.
Yeah.
Let's play some hit and run where I'm going to fire off some questions. First thing that comes to mind, you answer it.
Let me get ready for this.
All right. Best restaurant in Miami.
Restaurant in Miami. Well, there's 2 different ones. I got to be quick, right? So I really like going to Via Verdi, which is a close one to me. It's an Italian place and it has half off pasta Mondays. Like a good pasta dish for like $7. That's a good one. If it's a place for a steak, I like Butcher Shop. A little more formal, but good steak.
Very nice. I'll take those tips next time I'm down in South Beach. Who would play you in a movie?
Bradley Cooper. I mean, just
that's a good one. No hesitation there. Very good. Historical figure.
He should thank me.
Historical figure you'd most like to have dinner with.
Historical figure. Willy Wonka. That would be so cool. Imagine that. That'd be awesome.
I like that answer. That's very creative. Good answer. Good stuff. Best team name in the league.
Name. I mean, you can't choose your own, right? Because I like mine.
Can't choose your own.
It's probably not the best one, but it kind of feels with some of my values. I like Giants rule, because the Giants, they used to rule. But let's keep high hopes. Let's go with Giants rule.
About the worst team.
Drug infested den. That's negative. I'm feeling bad about that. I don't know what's going on. It's bringing up like this opioid crisis in my mind. It's negative. It's negative. Let's go back to like, what do you have, like, peaches and cream or something? What was it? Peaches and cream? Something like that.
Peaches.
Yeah, peaches and cream. Yeah.
Road trip from Miami to Jersey. You're only listening to one Miami artist the entire way, just over and over and over again. Are you going with Flo Rida, Pitbull, DJ Khaled, or Enrique Iglesias?
Flow Rider. It's going down nonstop.
What are you being for Halloween?
What am I going to be for Halloween? So the last couple of years I've done almost nothing, but I've done something. The new guys at our office, like the first year guys, I always have them dress up. I might do a kind of cop out, and I used to do this when I was younger, and just put on like a elf hat, and just like kind of like push the ears out with the hat, and I'll be like an elf. I did that like 3 times when I was younger.
It works. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
That's an obvious one. Everyone knows that.
You're going to dinner with 3 people in the league. Who are you picking?
I would like to see the Mountaineers. I haven't seen them in a while. I'll go with Infested Den and the Nittany Lions. You know, just gotta see what's going on with that. That's the end of the lunch table. You know, a younger brother. You know, whatever.
Yeah. Wow. We don't have enough time to talk about the end of that lunch table, but maybe that's another episode sometime soon.
Could be.
If anyone travels to Miami, what's the number one thing they must do?
Thing you got to do in Miami. So recently, anytime somebody comes and visits, it's really cool to go to Wynwood. So Wynwood's like kind of like the hipster spot in Miami for the last few years. It used to be this warehouse district, which nobody went to, but now like the entire maybe 5 or 6 blocks on and then like 2 Aves or 3 Aves, the whole square area there, everything is painted. It's like spray paints, graffiti art, but it's all like really good art stuff. They have a bunch of coffee shops. They got a couple breweries. They got some art galleries. They got Wynwood Walls, which is like this like art exhibit you walk through. They got fresh squeezed juices for like $16. It's everything you need.
Very cool. If you were trapped in a foxhole, which person in the league would you want in there to help you get out?
Foxhole. Get out, like, what are you doing in a sorry. Some of the cool people are doing stuff in the other room. I'll go with Nittany Lions. You gotta get stuff for me there. Yeah.
I'm honored. Nice pick. You get 1 question for the commish. What is it?
So 1 question. So, all right, I have a good one. So if you had to move to another city farther away than 3 hours from where you are, anywhere in the world, and you have to live there for 1 year, you could bring the whole family with, everyone's cool, but like you got to just be there for a year, where do you go?
So if it's just for a year, I like this question. Just for a year, somewhere 3 hours away. I'm
3
probably
hours away,
going.
but it could be anywhere in the world. So you can't like hang out in New York because that's like right there.
I'm probably going to Italy, and I need somewhere to be the central hub. So let's say Rome, Italy, just because that's a cool place to begin with. But you can get almost anywhere from there in Europe, and you can go to northern Italy or London or France or where have you. So I could spend a year in Italy.
You could even go to Vatican City. That's a short commute.
Yeah, I could do that a couple times a week. So I think I'd go to Rome, Italy for a year.
Never been to Italy. That'd be cool. That's on my list.
Very nice. Well, that is Crazy Fools. We appreciate you coming on. Don't forget for everybody to send in your guess on 2 truths and a lie. And we have a nice plant there in the background. Why don't you show the people?
Put it for ambiance, and I never got in the shot, so I'm doing my plug.
I hope it's a real plant.
It is. It's dying a little bit, but it's
very cool. Well, Crazy Fools, thanks for joining us. Enjoy life down in South Beach, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.